What if I told you there's a city where it literally never rains, or a place with canyons so deep they make the Grand Canyon look like a tiny crack in the sidewalk? Today, we're going to Peru, and I'm going to show you 21 things that will absolutely blow your mind. This isn't your typical travel video. We're going to uncover mysteries that have stumped scientists for centuries, explore floating villages made entirely of reeds, and even find out how much it costs to live here for a day. I spent weeks compiling the most insane, unbelievable, and mind-bending facts about this country, and I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll see the world completely differently. I wanted to do something huge, something that would push the limits of what you think is possible. Peru was the answer. Deserts, jungles, mountains that touch the sky, all packed into one place. We'll be counting down 21 facts, and with each one, the stakes get higher, and the discoveries get crazier. Rainbow-colored mountains that look like they're from another planet, ancient cities still hold untold secrets. This journey is non-stop. I want to take you with me, to feel the thin air at 16,000 feet, and to taste food that's taking over the entire world. So get ready, because this is the craziest video I've ever made. We're diving headfirst into a land of ancient secrets, impossible landscapes, and traditions that have survived for thousands of years. Alright, first up, we are in Lima, the capital of Peru, and my first impression? It's gray. A thick, damp blanket of fog hangs over everything, giving the city this moody, mysterious vibe. Now, looking at this sky, you'd think you're in for a downpour. But I'm gonna tell you something that sounds completely fake, but it's 100% true. It almost never rains here. We're talking less than half an inch of rain per year. That's practically nothing. Look at the sky. It's gray. It's foggy. It feels like it's about to pour. You can feel the moisture in the air, a constant damp chill, but it just doesn't. The clouds are all bark, and no bite. This city of 10 million people is technically a massive desert, clinging to the edge of the Pacific Ocean. It's the second largest desert capital in the world, right after Cairo. It's one of the weirdest, most counterintuitive weather phenomena on the planet. So how is this even possible? The Pacific Ocean is right there, but the water is freezing cold. A powerful current, the Humboldt Current, comes all the way up the coast from the icy waters of Antarctica. This frigid water cools the air directly above it, creating a temperature inversion. That stable, cool layer of air acts like a lid, stopping warm, moist air from rising and forming rain clouds. Instead, you get this thick, wet, soupy fog, called garua, that blankets the city for most of the year. People literally have to wipe moisture off their windows every single morning. They own jackets and sweaters for the damp chill, but they never ever need an umbrella for rain. It's so dry that some of the oldest buildings here are made of adobe, sun-dried mud bricks. In almost any other climate, those would have melted away into mud puddles centuries ago. But this creates a monumental problem. Imagine building a modern metropolis for 10 million people with virtually no local water source. It's an engineering nightmare. To survive, they have to pipe in all their water from the Andes Mountains, hundreds of miles away, in one of the most ambitious water transfer projects on Earth. It's a constant, precarious battle against geography. This isn't just a fun fact, it's the daily reality that defines survival here. This paradox has shaped everything about life in Lima. From its architecture and infrastructure to its culture and cuisine. And it's just the first of many things in Peru that will make you question what you think you know. We're just getting started. Everyone thinks the Grand Canyon is the king of all canyons, the biggest and the baddest, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that's wrong. To prove it, I traveled thousands of miles to a remote, high-altitude part of the Peruvian Andes to show you this. The Colca Canyon. And it is more than twice as deep as the Grand Canyon. Let that sink in for a second. Not a little deeper. Twice. We're talking about sheer drops of over 10,000 feet. You could stack two Grand Canyons on top of each other, and you still wouldn't reach the top of the cliffs I'm standing on. The scale is so immense it feels unreal. It is absolutely terrifying and breathtaking at the same time. And if you think that's insane, get this. It's not even the deepest canyon in Peru. There's another one nearby called Cotahuasi Canyon that's even deeper, plunging down over 11,000 feet. These aren't just ditches in the ground. They are colossal gashes in the Earth's crust, carved out over millions of years by the relentless power of rivers slicing through the rapidly rising Andes mountains. Standing on the edge here, the scale is impossible to comprehend. It's so deep that the climate at the bottom, near the river, is warm and fertile, while up here at the rim, it's a cold, arid, high-altitude world. It's like two different planets in one valley. Okay, this next one is one of the biggest, most baffling mysteries in human history. To see it, you have to take to the skies. We are flying in a tiny little plane over the Nazca Desert, and what you're seeing down there is not natural. These are the Nazca lines. Etched across hundreds of square miles of arid plateau by an ancient civilization, they carved over 1,000 gigantic drawings into the desert floor. There are geometric shapes, like massive trapezoids and spirals, and then there are the figures. A hummingbird, a spider, a monkey, and a strange bipedal figure that many have nicknamed the astronaut. The scale is just mind-boggling. Some of these, like the lizard, are longer than 3 football fields. And from the ground, they're almost invisible. You can only really see them from high up in the air. Here's the crazy part. These were made over 2,000 years ago. So how did they draw these perfect shapes at that scale without flight? And, more importantly, why? Was it an astronomical calendar, a map of water sources, or part of complex religious rituals to summon rain? The theories are endless. The technique itself was simple. They made the images by removing the reddish-brown, iron oxide-coated pebbles that cover the desert surface, revealing the lighter sand underneath. Because Nazca is one of the driest places on Earth, with almost no rain or wind, the lines have stayed perfectly preserved for thousands of years. It's like a message left for the future, a colossal art gallery meant for the gods, but we've forgotten the language. After flying over the dry, empty desert of Nazca, I wanted to find something that seemed completely impossible. And I found it. This is Huacachina. It's a real-life oasis, a tiny village with a natural lagoon, lush palm trees, and rustic hotels. It's completely surrounded by gigantic sand dunes that are hundreds of feet high, isolating it from the rest of the world. It looks like a mirage, like something out of a cartoon or a movie. You keep expecting it to vanish. According to local legends, the lagoon was created when a beautiful native princess was discovered bathing by a young hunter. Startled, she fled, leaving behind a pool of water where her mirror shattered. The folds of her mantle, streaming behind her as she ran, became the surrounding sand dunes. Today, this place is an adrenaline junkie's playground. The main attraction, sandboarding. And let me tell you, it's way harder than it looks. Here's Thomas giving it his best shot, and falling. For a faster thrill, we rented a dune buggy, and these drivers are maniacs. They fly up and down these vertical walls of sand like it's a roller coaster, drifting around corners and catching air. It's pure, chaotic fun, and the views from the top are just unreal. Watching the sun set over this impossible landscape, you really feel it. Huacachina is proof that Peru's landscapes are designed to surprise you at every single turn. If you thought the canyons and deserts were extreme, wait until you see this. We are about to board one of the highest trains on the entire planet. This isn't some modern tourist gimmick, it's a historic feat of engineering. The Central Andean Railway climbs from sea level in Lima up to a staggering 15,689 feet. That's higher than any mountain in the continental US. To make the ascent possible, the railway navigates 69 tunnels, 58 bridges, and 6 terrifying switchbacks where the train has to reverse direction. The air up here is so thin, it's a struggle just to breathe. But while we were gasping for air, the local Andean people can handle this extreme altitude better than anyone else on Earth. It's not just acclimatization, it's in their DNA. Generations of living at high altitude have led to unique genetic adaptations like larger lung capacity and blood that carries oxygen more efficiently. They are true altitude superhumans. They were just going about their day, working, farming on steep terraces, playing soccer at altitude. Scientists have studied this for years. Sea-level people make thicker blood, Andean bodies use oxygen more efficiently, larger lung capacity, higher hemoglobin concentration. Hearts don't work as hard. Human evolution in action, 10,000 years. Not just surviving, literally built for it. A superpower forged by the mountains themselves, in the small villages scattered throughout the sacred valley. The way women wear their hair isn't just about fashion. It's a language. It can tell you what village they're from, whether they're married or single, even their social status. a form of identity passed down from mother to daughter. Young women with many fine braids, village-unique hats, tall, flower-adorned, flatter, platter-like hats. This isn't just about looking nice, it's about preserving a culture that survived conquest and modernization, a living link to the Inca. When you think of ancient civilizations, Egypt, Mesopotamia, meanwhile a massive civilization rose here. This is Corral, the oldest center of civilization in the Americas, over 5,000 years ago. Developed in isolation, no evidence of warfare, no weapons, no defensive walls, no mutilated bodies, focused on commerce, music, religion, flutes from condor, pelican bones, trade with jungle and coast. This rewrites the history books, proving large-scale society without war. Coastal Peru and Highland Peru feel like two completely different countries. It's like crossing an invisible border into another nation. Desert coastline, towering highlands, dense Amazon. It's like three different planets mashed together. Peruvian shamans use rare healing plants found nowhere else. A clash of ancient tradition and modern science in the heart of the Amazon. The secrets these shamans hold could one day change medicine for everyone. Next up, a floating world you have to see to believe. Okay, this next one is one of the most unbelievable things I have ever seen in my life. It's a testament to human ingenuity in one of the most stunning landscapes on Earth. We are on Lake Titicaca, the highest navigable lake in the world, a place sacred to the Incas, and we are visiting a village that is literally floating. I'm not exaggerating. This isn't just a few huts, it's an entire archipelago of human creativity. The Euros people live on man-made islands built entirely out of dried Totor reeds, harvested from the lake itself. The ground is spongy and soft, and with every step, you can feel the gentle give and the water just a few feet beneath you. Everything here is made from reeds, the islands themselves, the houses people live in, the iconic dragon prow boats they use for fishing and transport, and even the watchtowers that stand guard over the community. It's a constant battle against nature. The reeds at the bottom are always rotting away in the water, so the community has to constantly add new layers to the top to keep their homes from sinking. It's a never-ending construction project. Living here is a full-time job of harvesting, drying, and weaving. Yet, they've built a complete society with schools for their children, community halls, and even little shops for essentials. It's a fragile, ingenious, and completely surreal way of life. For the Euros people, who took to the water centuries ago to maintain their independence, this floating world isn't a novelty. This is just home. Chapter 12. Everyone knows about Machu Picchu. But what about the secret cities that came after? The last bastions of a defiant empire. After the Spanish conquered Cusco, the last Inca rebels fled deep into Vilcabamba, a nearly impenetrable region of cloud forests and steep canyons. From this remote wilderness, they resisted the invaders for another 40 years. To survive, they built new cities, hidden from the Spanish. The most magnificent is Choqquequirao, often called Machu Picchu's sacred sister. It's even larger than its famous sibling, but far more mysterious. Getting there is brutally hard, a multi-day hike that descends one canyon and climbs another. Because of this, only a handful of tourists visit each day, and much of the city is still buried under jungle. Exploring these lost cities feels like you're Indiana Jones, hacking through vines to reveal ancient stonework, and the whispers persist among archaeologists and locals of other undiscovered cities hidden even deeper in the jungle. This region is one of the last great frontiers of Incan archaeology. It's not just history in a book, it's a living mystery, where real, tangible secrets are still waiting to be found. From ancient secrets to a geological wonder, this might be the most Instagrammed spot in all of Peru. This is Vinicunca, the Rainbow Mountain. And no, this is not photoshopped. The colors are 100% real, a natural painting on a massive scale. Turquoise, lavender, gold, and deep red. Each vibrant color corresponds to a different mineral sediment. These layers were deposited over millions of years. Then tectonic plates collided, uplifting the mountains. Finally, wind and water carved away the surface, revealing the incredible stripes beneath. But getting here is no joke. The summit sits at over 17,000 feet. The hike is brutal, and the air is painfully thin, making every step a challenge. But that view, that impossible landscape is worth every single gasp. Now for something that defines Peru as much as any mountain, the potato. Peru is the undisputed potato capital of the planet, with over 4,000 native varieties. They were first domesticated here over 8,000 years ago, and this incredible biodiversity helped ancient civilizations thrive in the high Andes. That biodiversity is a key reason why Peruvian cuisine is exploding globally. It's a perfect storm of native ingredients, immigrant influences, and centuries of history. From the fresh zing of ceviche to the smoky perfection of lomo saltado and the Japanese-Peruvian fusion of Nikkei, the hype is absolutely real. This incredible mix of cultures and ingredients makes every meal an adventure. Peruvian food isn't just a passing trend. With its deep roots and endless innovation, it's a taste of the future. This next fact is one of the wildest cultural traditions. Once a year, they hold a festival called Takanakui, literally, when the blood is boiling. On this day, anyone with a grudge can fight. It's not a brawl, there are rules. After the match, the opponents must hug or shake hands. Resolve conflicts openly now instead of letting resentment build. Raw, intense, and incredibly fascinating. Alpacas. Soft, luxurious wool. Ancient hand-spinning and weaving to high-end global fashion. Warmer than sheep's wool, hypoallergenic, 20-plus natural shades. Slow fashion at its most authentic, then transformed by designers into modern luxury. Peru's Amazon region is home to animals found nowhere else. One of the most biodiverse places on Earth. Endemic species evolved in isolation. Goeldi's monkey, dazzling poison dart frogs, Andean cock of the rock, pink river dolphins, giant otters. Every sound could be something new. A fragile, mysterious, and vital ecosystem. Of course we couldn't skip Machu Picchu. We're here to ask, how did they build this? A city on a narrow ridge, built without the wheel, iron tools, or draft animals. Stones so precise you can't slip paper between them. Some weigh over 50 tons. There are theories, levers, ramps, thousands of workers, but nobody knows for sure. 700 terraces for farming and stability, sophisticated water channels, and fountains. The city fused to the mountain itself. It's a work of genius that we still don't fully comprehend. Make sure you watch until the very end, because our last two facts break down exactly how much it cost. And in the stone day, Sir Taxstein, in this day. Okay, we've seen all these incredible sights, but I know what you're thinking. What does it actually cost? Let's talk about food. I'm going to give you a shocking price breakdown. Menu del dia. 3-course lunch, a soup, a main dish, a drink. About 8 to 12 sols. As of 2025, that's between $2 and $3. It's insane. Big bowl of quinoa soup. Lomo saltado. Aji de gallina. And a glass of chicha morada. Want something even cheaper? Anticuchos for about 5 sols. About $1.25. A papa rellena costs less than $1. On the other extreme, Lima's top restaurants can be 200 plus sols, but you don't need to spend much to eat incredibly well. We broke it down into 3 budgets. Backpacker, $25 to $35. Mid-range, $60-80. Luxury, $250 plus. First, the extreme backpacker budget, hostel dorm, menu del dia, street food, local buses, about $25 to $35 per day. Next, mid-range, private room or nice Airbnb, menu, and mid-range restaurants, a few Ubers, maybe a domestic flight, about $60 to $80 a day. Finally, luxury, 5-star hotels, world's top-ranked restaurants, private tours, flying between cities. Comfortable luxury starts around $250 to $300 per day. Even luxury here can be a fraction of Europe or the US. No matter your budget, Peru is an accessible destination. So there you have it, 21 facts that prove Peru is one of the most incredible, diverse, and mind-blowing countries on the entire planet. From a city with no rain, floating villages made of reeds, canyons twice as deep as the Grand Canyon, a mountain painted like a rainbow. I came here expecting to see some cool ruins, but I'm leaving completely changed. This country's history, culture, and landscapes, impossible extremes and beautiful contradictions. Share this with a friend. Tell me which fact shocked you most: the floating islands, the Nazca lines, or the $2 lunch. Thank you for watching. The next video is going to be even more insane.